Backstreet Boys. When are they going to stop making music?
Because they're not comfortable yet.
Yeah, they're not comfortable yet.
They really need to be that, what we call it, what? Okay, maybe Murshidah can tell us more.
They gotta change their name to Main Road Boys, you know,
Optimal Performance Zone, whatever. Okay, so let's welcome Murshidah Said.
Yeah,
okay.
But before we do that, it's basically comfort zones that we're talking about. Now, this is Susan Boyle. Everybody knows Susan Boyle.
Yes.
And she's a very comfortable person in her appearance. Now, we all know her for her voice, but obviously she's not too famous for her looks. Here's what happens when she got out of her comfort zone and got all image consulted, and look at her now. Well, she looks slightly different.
It's still Susan Boyle.
It's still Susan Boyle, but a better Susan Boyle.
Yes.
So, you know, at one point she said, I'll never get out of my looks. I'm still going to look like this, singing. People got to accept me for who I am. But when she got out of her comfort zone, she looks better.
So then the question is, should we step outside our comfort zone?
All right, let's ask our guest. Let's bring her on.
Yeah, Murshidah.
We've got a speaker, trainer, motivator, Murshidah. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me again. Yeah.
So, you know, the word comfort zone, it seems very comfortable, very nice to be in. So why would you want to get out of your comfort zone? It's so comfortable to be in there.
Yeah, a lot of people are in their comfort zone without even knowing. They are not aware that they're actually in their comfort zone. All right, comfort zone is actually a state of like an inertia. It's an anxiety-free zone, right? People think they don't feel stressed. Why should you step out of it? Because if people want to make a change, you know, a lot of times when I work with people, they're always complaining about either their jobs or even their looks. They say, oh, I'm too fat, right? But they don't do anything about it. Why? Because they are in their comfort zone. They don't realize that to come out of your comfort zone, sometimes initially you do experience a little bit of stress, because it is moving to a level of change in your life. So that's why a lot of people initially, when we ask them to step out their comfort zone, there's a little bit of discomfort there initially. Yeah, but when you come out of your comfort zone, you push yourself out a little bit to do something a little different from what you normally do day to day, you see difference in your life happening. And it just does not just affect your looks on the outside, it affects your mind, mental, your relationship with people, yeah, and even your purpose, who you really are.
But what are the psychological processes, you know, behind this comfort zone mentality?
Yeah, why people don't come out of their comfort zone, right?
So maybe you can just like briefly, you know.
If you look at children, you go back, you look at children like my daughter, she just turned 4 years old. Hi, okay. So what happened is when I learn a lot from my daughter. You can see that whenever she does a mistake, she will cry, or if she hits a wall or she falls down, she will cry. But they'll do and continue. You know, they don't have this process of, you know, self-critic like we do. You know, they don't criticize themselves so much. They're not so self-critical as adults are. So children are at a stage of their life where they do not have that conditioning of, you know, low self-esteem yet. You know, so there's a lot that we can learn from children. Why adults are so afraid of coming out of their comfort zone is because of this fear of failure, self-critic, and also the low self-esteem, not enough love and respect for themselves. And that is why sometimes they say, okay, I'm just going to stay here where I am, even though I'm not happy, right? So that, you know, I will not be get any criticism from other people. That's actually a slide on my comfort zone, where, you know, actually this comfort zone is like a bubble around us, right? Most of us are not aware of it.
So the inner circle represents a comfort zone.
The person inside is you, right? And inside that comfort zone, there's always money, there's always relationship. It's enough for everything, right? But outside, there's also more, right? But if you just come out of that bubble, if you just learn to come out of that bubble, there will be more, you know, hearts, more stars, more dollar signs, you know, in your life, right? But a lot of people, they don't see it. They say, what am I supposed to do? I have no choice. I have to stay where I am, and they complain. You know, they complain, but it does not help when you don't do anything about it, right?
Okay, part of the reasons I think why people do not want to get out of the comfort zone is because they have to take risk.
Yes.
Right. So how do you deal with that? How do you make people, you know, associate themselves with risk-taking behavior?
Well, we have to let them, first of all, empower themselves, learn to empower themselves. Why people are afraid to take risks is because of this self-defeating characteristics within us, the low self-esteem, the lack of love and respect for themselves, and That's why in my training, I always start with love and respect and I am special, because all of us have a purpose in our lives. Why people are afraid to take risks is because they have this fear inside of them that holds them back, right, from moving forward. So we start with empowerment first. Focus on your strengths. Start with that basic ones first. When you feel good about yourself, then you start to, okay, maybe I can do something a little bit more, maybe not too much, too different from what I am. First, do it step by step, right? So it's like, you know, the feeling that you get of discomfort. Okay, Terence, can you do me a favor?
All right,
can
sure.
you stand behind the camera? Cameraman comes here, you take out your microphone and you sit next to me.
All right, so
okay,
we switch roles.
How do you feel now when I just asked you that question?
Okay.
I just feel like I want to do it.
You want to go over there? You want to go over there? I say go over there.
But you have to leave first.
Yeah, I have to go over there.
You have to go and you manage the whole program.
I manage the whole program.
I get the producer to come here and you talk. And I'm just going to sit behind the camera.
Wow.
Do it in the next 2 seconds, right? Then you see people's reaction. Sometimes you'll be like, oh my God, we are on live television.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Now that butterflies in your stomach, you know, before you take on a new action, new activity, that is about to, you are about to step out of your comfort zone. Right? So as long as we recognize that feeling, it is okay for us, because if you look at successful people, highly successful people, they're always in a routine to get out their comfort zone. You know, once they have achieved a certain level of comfort, you know, they have achieved their goals, they move on to something else that they want to focus towards their purpose or their goals in life.
So let's talk about that. If someone is successful already, he's achieved everything he wants to achieve, he's got a Porsche in his backyard, you know, the new one, which is hybrid.
Yeah, oh, I see. Just now.
And he's got a big house. Maybe someone like Hugh Hefner, not the best of role models, but he's 84, he's got a 24-year-old girlfriend, and he's got everything he wants. So how does someone like that get out of a comfort zone?
Okay, first you must recognize that he is in a comfort zone and he wants to move forward. If people have no desire at all right, what I'm trying to address is a lot of people out there, they have not achieved their goals and they know that there's this internal conflict within them. Sometimes if you look at some people, like you mentioned, they have a nice house, nice car, nice wife, you know. Yeah, everything looks good on the outside, but still they're not happy. You know, they're always complaining, or they're always stuck at the office all the time, not spending enough time with their families, and they're not happy about it. But still they complain, oh, you know, I'm too busy, I cannot do this and that. They're actually stuck in their comfort zone. You know, you can always make a choice to do something to change the certain circumstance that you are. But if, for example, you live a very balanced life, if someone lives a very balanced life, as in wealth is covered, their purpose is covered, their mind is at peace, you know, then I would say, you know, do more contribution. You know, that to them, they are already at peace. But most people, 99% of the population out there is not only on the outside, you know, but the inside there's an internal conflict. So they are not comfortable. So what we would encourage them to do is, what are your goals? Where do you want to go in your life? And we guide them accordingly.
But sometimes with age, you know, the difficulty gets even, you know, harder.
Yeah.
For you to actually move out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
So how do you deal in your training, for instance? You have like different age groups. How do you deal with these different age groups?
I agree with you on that, because the older we get, sometimes we carry on past fears and baggages and bad experience in our life. So you say, oh, I'm not about to change, I know myself. So if a person is not happy where they are, but they find it so difficult to change, we go back to the root again, which is to release certain baggages that they have, you know. We will normally start with basic ones first to release in terms of forgiveness, get them to be grateful for what they really are, so who they really are. So it's like when we go through that process of removing baggages in a person, right, they will be, you know, more in touch with who they are really. But it will take a process. I've worked with younger people, and younger people are a lot easier to work, because after, they start running, and you see in 5 years, a lot of things have happened for them, right? And for me, should I say my age? Okay, I'm 39. Yeah, it took me after my 30s to fully release all the baggages. And the last, I would say from age 35 to 39, a lot of changes happened in my life because I unleashed all that unnecessary baggage in my life. Yeah, so it's that long.
Well, that's quite interesting, because as the older we get, we assume that we are happy. We assume that we have everything we want, but really maybe we don't. And we've asked Malaysians whether you're a comfortable lot. We'll find out later. But what's your take on Malaysians? Are we comfortable? Are we too complacent?
I would say in all societies, there will be people who are too comfortable and there are people who are uncomfortable.